What is up, party people? How we doing? Thought I would jump on. I just recorded a video series on how to set up cryptocurrency so that you can buy crypto and NFTs. And by the way, just by way of announcement for anybody that cares about crypto and NFTs, I'm sure you've noticed in my interviews, I'm going ham on that stuff. I think that it is literally going to change the face of how we interact with everything. And on October 13th, we're going to be launching the Impact Theory Utility Token. It'll have a much cooler name, but we're not announcing that yet. It is going to be, I think, the most value-packed project that I've ever been a part of. We are cramming so much value into this thing. It's absolutely absurd. But yeah, I'm super, super stoked on that. And so we're letting people know about it now because I want to make sure that people that don't know about cryptocurrency, that don't have a MetaMask wallet and all that stuff, have time to figure that stuff out. So yeah. So one, I'm here to answer any questions that anybody has right now. Say Melissa. What's up, Melissa? That you guys know what you need in order to get on board, because this is, so there's only ever going to be one Genesis launch for Impact Theory. It is this thing. We will support it until the end of time. I'm going to pour my heart and soul into this forever. And I'm literally betting my entire reputation on this. So if you think that that I won't ensure that this thing is value packed, you are crazy. Sima35 says, how do I buy it? It's going to be on our own website. So we'll have a link that we'll post out on that day or probably the day before. Oh, we'll also have a Discord. Our Discord launches next Tuesday. So who can tell me the date of next Tuesday? I think it's the 20th? Is that? No, it can't be it. We're already past that. Whatever next Tuesday is. I cannot believe I forget the date. But next Tuesday, we're going to be launching our Discord channel. And so you'll be able to find all the details in there. And then, yeah, so there'll be a webpage. You'll go there. There'll be a simple Mint button. You connect your MetaMask wallet. You will need MetaMask. That's the one that we're integrating with. Mint price will be different. So we'll have different utility tokens. So the big beefy Mama Jamma will start, it'll be a Dutch auction because we want the community to decide what they think this is worth. It'll start at 3 ETH and then it will work its way down over time. And then we'll have a far more accessible one that'll start, I think we did it at 0.05 ETH. So obviously massive difference to make sure that longtime supporters that are still on the come up, that they're going to be able to get in on that. A Dutch auction means that the price goes down over time, so it gets cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. So for instance, if we launch at 3 ETH and everybody's like, get the fuck out of here, this isn't worth 3 ETH, you're out of your mind, then the price will just go down if nobody buys, and it goes down and down and down over time until we get to a price point where the world agrees that that's the value of that, and then people will buy in. And yes, 3 ETH to start on remember, there's going to be at least 2. We might do a third one. We haven't decided yet. But there's the 3 ETH starter, and then there's the 0.05 ETH starter. So don't worry, if 3 ETH is an obscene amount and not in your budget, that there will definitely be something there for you guys. So yeah, don't be tense. So keep that in mind. And thank you, by the way, everybody, for joining me. I'm super excited. I'm so curious, how many of you already have purchased an NFT? I would love to know the answer to that question. And what's up, Kuwait, while those answers come in. Grand Rapids, Michigan is in the house. Appreciate you guys all joining me. Norin, you failed in your exams, and every single day in your life you study. That's just how it goes, man. Keep going. Keep studying. That's how you get better. Don't get tripped out. Okay, quantity. So the big one, the one that's at 3 ETH, will be hyper limited. The exact number I'm not going to reveal yet. The total drop will be a very familiar number to people that pay attention to this space. But the exact specifics I'm going to hold off because we're still debating what we're going to do with the different tiers to make sure that everybody has something. But you're going to have to move fast. My gut instinct is things will sell out relatively quickly. When people hear what we're putting into this, it really is ridiculous. That's not me being biased. That's me being very conscious of my brand and making sure that I over-deliver in such dizzying fashion that people know what I'm about for the long term. So dig it. All right. So I missed if people said whether they already have NFTs. I'm curious. I don't see a lot of answers to that. So I will assume, it looks like we have one yes. Over 50. Nice. Very impressive. My kind of person there. I'm not sure how many I have, but it's a lot. I was joking with my wife. At this point, we could have bought a Ferrari for what I have spent on JPEGs. But my whole thing is be very careful. So first of all, cryptocurrency is an extraordinarily volatile asset class. And while I believe in it more than I could possibly convey, people need to be extraordinarily careful to never invest more than they can afford to lose. I would say that's true of the stock market. That's true of anything. And then NFTs are even more volatile and less liquid than cryptocurrency. So you have to be so fucking careful getting into that. So I would say buy for the value, don't buy for the flip. I fully understand that people are going to flip, but we're building for the hold. We want to make sure that we have just massive long-term value. And so for those that don't know, I still can't believe, I feel like I say this every fucking day, and yet I have somehow not managed to convey that what I'm trying to do is build the next Disney. So we're out here launching IP. And part of the reason that we're doing the utility token is that we have so much cool IP that we're going to be launching. In fact, the very first thing, it's funny, I'm spilling it all the alpha to you guys. I've been so cagey on Twitter. But we are going to be in early, I'm not going to say when, but this year we have an IP that we're launching. And that's why we wanted to make sure that we get the utility token out first because it will have implications in that IP drop. So yeah, it's going to be big. It's going to be really big. JCom99, fucking love you, Tom. Huge value, no doubt. You will build the next Disney. Thank you for the support. I really appreciate that very much. Matt, if that's in reference to what I'm talking about, I agree. This is going to be fucking massive. We're not releasing the name of the coin yet, but we will soon. And I don't think anyone will be surprised. I'll just say that. And no, it's not impact theory, but anybody that thinks about it could probably guess. Hey, I'm a patent attorney and probably one of the best in the country. I like the confidence, want to work together. Who knows, man? I am so in the middle of all that stuff. Maybe one day our paths will cross. Jay Shetty in the fucking house. Can I just say something about Jay Shetty? If you watch his content and you think he's a good person, in real life, he's so much cooler than he is on content. He is fucking rad. I love the guy to bits and pieces. And if you have warm feelings towards Jay, let me assure you that they are well placed. What a good dude. Link2440 says, all of your comic tunes are so tidy and orderly on the shelves. I love it. You gotta. I'm going to have that all decked out in anime soon enough. That's my mission right now. Super stoked on that. Dude, Caballero Boom. Now, if you're talking Mechaverse with a K, I couldn't be more hyped on that project. That shit looks so dope. And I have to say, one of my claims to fame at this moment is I found them, I think when they had like 2,000 followers, they have blown up. I'm super stoked for those guys. Very, very dope. Jay says, super proud to call you a friend and excited to see what's next. Brother, so stoked to have you in my life. You are good people. Anthony says, I have a stutter and I feel it's impacting my ability to grow. How do I kill this limiting belief? Dude, fucking stutters are fascinating. Okay, so one, they are treatable. So we're going to do whatever the fuck it takes to get our treatment. You need to look in. So I'm sure you've done all of this. One, you can't have the limiting belief that you can't do something about it. So that just will set you on the wrong path. It's not necessarily going to be easy. So this is going to be a long-term commitment. And then try to find, as much as this is going to sound really fucking irritating, but trust me, it'll put your mind in the right place. Try to find some fun in solving that problem. I finally had to do this with Lisa, with her gut. Was like, I just had to fall in love with learning about the gut because it was so ridiculously complicated. So yeah, you're going to have to work on that. Now, I knew a guy that had a stutter, and he said that because obviously you worry about stuttering, which makes you stutter more. And he said the hardest part was just getting your head away from that. And it's the same with anxiety. And trust me when I say that I've had to learn how to deal with anxiety. So yeah, it's going to be a 1-2 punch. I would work with a therapist that knows all about this shit. So engage it. But dude, all that stuff is so solvable. Dude, your podcast sounds too low right now. Or you're saying like the normal podcast. I have not heard anybody else say that. Coinbase as a question mark. Yes, I use Coinbase if that's what that question is meant to be. NFT for Dummies, best source in your opinion. So we're actually creating a series of videos on this topic, which will launch next week. But if you go to YouTube and just drop in NFTs, NFT, how to NFT, what are NFTs, things like that, you will get all kinds of amazing videos. So yeah, check that out. And somebody is saying, Jonah Kai says, Tony Robbins has a really cool video on how he healed someone's stutter instantly. Dude, Tony's legit. Check it out. I have not seen it, so I can't vouch for it, but give it a shot. Karen says she feels blessed to be here now. I feel blessed to have you. No joke. So yeah. So guys, here is a true thing to think through. NFTs are as transformational as the internet. And I actually feel a moral obligation to get people to pay attention to what's going on in cryptocurrency and NFTs, because I think it will change everything. And so imagine if in 97 you understood where the internet was going, the things you could build, the money to be made, quite frankly. Just when you understand where technological patterns lead to, you can really take advantage of them. So yeah, I would be really thoughtful. Now, I can't see the future, nobody can. So maybe this all ends up being just a total waste of fucking time. But you want to get to the point where you can think from first principles. That's so important, whether it's crypto, whether it's building a business, whether it's solving a stutter, whatever. You want to be thinking from first principles. And to get to first principles, you can't reason from analogy. So you can't be, this is like this. You have to get down to what the real physics of the situation are. So with NFTs, for instance, it's all about understanding the technology, because people think NFTs are the Bored Ape Yacht Club or CryptoPunks. And that's just one thing that you can do with NFT technology. NFT technology is just that. It's a technology. It lets you do very specific and interesting things. So here's my core thesis on NFTs in a sentence. It will make the real world and the online world more personalized and interactive. Now, in what ways will it be personalized and interactive? That's up to all of us as creators. We get to decide. But it also allows people to let their community share in the value that they're able to create. And that's where this stuff starts to get really fascinating. So imagine, music is, I think, a use case that people can really wrap their heads around. Imagine for a second that you discover Rihanna or Drake when they're underground and nobody really knows who they are. And they do a utility token like I'm doing. And one of their pieces of utility is that they give, let's say, 30% of their song royalties back to the people that bought their utility token when they were small. And as they get bigger, that obviously, in the case of Drake and Rihanna, would be a massive amount of money being distributed back to the people that bet on them when they were nowhere, nobodies. And now, a lot of those people could go to nothing, but when you love the band and, it costs very little to support them by buying that utility token, like our utility token, the lowest price one will be something like $150. So I'm not saying it's inconsequential, but it isn't out of reach for a lot of people. And if we give it enough value and you get enough cool stuff by having it, then it becomes well worth it. And so that's never existed because it was hard to leave that value in the hands of the community because there was no way to prove with a digital good that their version was the real version. And that's what makes NFTs so special. What the blockchain does is it allows you to create ownership of a digital item. So you could go take a screenshot of our utility token and visually you would technically have the same thing that somebody who paid for it has, But when you come into our Discord, I can detect that you have a legitimate one and give you certain privileges. When we do a drop, I can detect that you have one of our utility tokens and give you special privileges. When you go to a live event, I can scan the one that you have in your wallet and give you special privileges. I mean, on and on and on and on the use cases go, down to imagine a few years from now when you go to the mall, so a physical mall, and you walk in and their directory now is making, let's say that Impact Theory has a deal with one of the stores in the mall, and you get a discount by owning one of our NFTs. You get a discount in that store. So when you look at the directory, it says, hey, welcome Impact Theory token holder. If you go to this store, you're going to get this crazy discount. Now, your friend could be standing right next to you and looking at the same directory, and they don't see that offer. Now, this is done either by looking through your phone, which you could do now, or as Google releases their, Apple releases their AR glasses, you'd literally just be looking at this thing and seeing different things based on the fact that you have one of our utility tokens in your wallet. Guys, this stuff starts to get crazy when you think about when you stop and think about all the things that you can do with NFTs, it really gets crazy. And that's why I'm so fiendish. I've never been less conflicted about encouraging people to buy something that I've created than I am now with the Impact Theory utility token, which again is coming out on October 13th, because I'm literally going to spend the rest of my business life figuring out how to make that the single most valuable thing to you that you own. We've already got a roadmap of shit we've thought of. Imagine as the technology gets more adopted and we keep supporting this thing, it's going to be crazy. It is literally going to be stupid. The amount of value that people are going to be able to give to their communities, because as I add value to this coin, you can turn around and sell it. So, and you capture 90% of that value. Only 10% goes as a royalty back to Impact Theory. So, okay, vintage temptations. You probably said this a long time ago, and I'm not even sure if you're still here. But you said NFTs are bad for the environment. Go to YouTube. There's a video called This Machine Greens, which is a really fascinating look at why cryptocurrency, Bitcoin specifically, Ethereum specifically, how it is going to essentially force the use of renewable and discarded energy. And I hope that you find that compelling, because I think that while there's no doubt that it uses energy, that as things evolve and change, you will see that Bitcoin mining is able to harness a type of energy that nobody is able to harness. And they're an energy user of last resort, basically. It's like either throw it away or let the Bitcoin miners use it. And they're getting more and more clever by the day. And I think that ultimately it's going to push for the creation of more green energy and untapped, currently uncaptured energy sources. So it's very, very interesting. And then there's also layer 2 solutions that are coming along, and we're actually building a platform on a layer 2 solution called Immutable X. So yeah, dig it. All right. You are my motivation, sir, says FC Digital. My friend says I act like you personality-wise. Well, I like you already. That's all I can say. And you should probably stay away from my wife, because if you have my personality, you never know. Kianori, hearts right back to you. Thank you. Scroll by. You are all about education, yet I have never seen you talk to educators K through 12. How can we fix the system unless we discuss it on big platforms, teacher in LA? So, Will, I am obsessed with a guy named Jeffrey Canada, who I have been trying to get on the show for years to talk about this very problem. The key is to find people that can discuss it at that level. So if you know people that you think are dope, DM me. I will happily look into them. But yeah, I am absolutely stalking Jeffrey Canada. And then I put out educational content. So I think some of this is going to be about sidestepping the current educational system. I hope you will forgive me for that. But yeah, Groovy Josh, if you're in Tacoma, you're my kind of person. Coach Keza, Neon Future, what's the plan? Coach Keza, I'm telling you right now, if you care about Neon Future, you need to at least look at the utility token that we're putting out. I'm not going to say anything more than that. But I will just say That is like the first thing I ever created for Impact Theory as a studio was Neon Future. So you can imagine I feel pretty fucking passionately about it. So again, that's all I'm going to say, but I would really consider it. Peter.jev, you invest in ETH heavily. Yeah, my three main holdings are Bitcoin, ETH, and Chainlink, because I am what people lovingly refer to as a utility maxi. So if I know what the utility is, then I am interested in investing. If I don't understand what it's going to be used for, then I don't. Pola Dav, hope I'm pronouncing that right. What would you suggest a guy in his 20s? Crypto? Yeah, so depending on what you mean, yes. So if you're talking about investing, first do your own research. Do not take my advice. I cannot see into the future. But if I were in my 20s, or I should say when I was in my 20s, I focused on one thing and one thing only, getting good at making money. Now that I understand money a lot more than I did in my 20s, I wish I had also invested. And right now, if you're willing to only invest the amount of money that you're prepared to lose, to me, the smartest bet is Bitcoin first and Ethereum second. So yeah, keep that in mind. Lemon Up, Neon Future with hearts. Man, dude, if you're into Neon Future, you are my friend. That is amazing. We've got another teacher. Let's see here. This is from Kumari, KH. Who, Mary? Tom, I'm a teacher. I would be able to talk about education. All right, drop me a link. Let me see some of you speaking on education. I would love to see it. Let's see here. I like learning. Money is arbitrary. Knowledge is forever. This is from Joseph. Yes, Joseph, I agree with you that knowledge is far more important than money. But I will also say that money is powerful. It just isn't what people think. It cannot help you with how you feel about yourself, but it is the great facilitator. So money can allow you to put that knowledge that you have to much more scalable use. But if you're not interested in money, you certainly don't need to be. It's just, I wouldn't sleep on its power. All right, so Pretty Kitty BK says, Tom, mid-30s, what should I invest in? Yourself. That would be the number one thing I would invest in. And then do your own research, always, always, always. But I am personally, Tom Bilyeu, utterly compelled by what's going on in cryptocurrencies, specifically Bitcoin and Ethereum. But again, I do not have a crystal ball. All of this could go to nothing. Who knows? I just saw a reference to Taoism. I got to back that shit up. Hi, Tom. Eric from Milford, PA. I'm a teacher of meditation, Buddhist Taoist of 30 plus years. I heard your Dawkins podcast. Let's talk on the true nature of things. I'm all about the true nature of things. Drop me your deepest insight. I want to hear it. Great Nature Center. Let's see what you got. DM me just so that it doesn't blast by here, because I don't want to miss it. All right. Question here. When will you become a real competition for Disney? Ouch. That's the right fucking question. I love it. Right in my side. I'm taking steps every day. That's all I can tell you. And right now, I am not at all competition for Disney. And so one must keep going. Now, I think that NFTs are going to be a big part of the strategy moving forward. I know they will be much slower to embrace it than I will be. And I hope that allows me to eat up some of that. But they do have a 90-year head start and billions and billions and billions of dollars. Now, that's not letting me off the hook. I hold myself accountable to beating them. But it's going to take an obscene amount of effort over a long period of time. So, but I like it. Hold me accountable, man. Don't let me off the hook. Don't make this shit easy. All right. Excited. Angela D. Great. Come on now. She's excited for October 13th. And for those paying attention, that's because we're launching the Impact Theory utility token, which that won't be its name, it'll be called something else. We're going to be launching a Discord next Tuesday where you can learn all about this. But keep your eyes peeled. You will need to get some Ethereum into your MetaMask wallet. If you don't know how to do that, we're creating a video series. And there are also other video series that you can watch on YouTube. Don't wait till the last minute because there's this whole thing called Know Your Customer, KYC, that you're going to have to go through to get it there. So don't sleep on that. Am I still intermittent fasting? Every day of the week, I intermittent fast 365 days a year. My average for the week is about 17.5 hours. So during the week, sometimes it's like 19-ish hours. And then on the weekends, it's a lot shorter. So it might be 14 or 15 hours. So yeah. Are we going to do pre-sales? TBD. But if we do, it will only be for people that are hyper active in the Discord or that have been in like ITU for over a year, things like that. So yeah, if you add enough value to the Discord channel, because we will need people in there helping out, then that's certainly a possibility. I just looked it up and all your comics are NFT. I don't know what that means because it isn't true. So I'm not sure what to make of that comment. All right. Mama said NFTs are the devil. Your mom and I, David, do not agree on that. Yeah, I don't know where to go with that one. Fake integrity. We got to talk. You have to be careful what you pick as a name. It subtly reinforces things. I assume you meant that tongue in cheek, but do be a little careful. Sand potatoes. Tom, you changed my life. Been following you for 3 years. Started my journey towards a nursing degree that impact theory inspired. That's amazing. Can't wait to meet you one day. I look forward to that even more than you do. That's amazing. Oh, we have a bored ape in this bitch. What's up, Kennedy? Kennedy Martinez, I see you. What is up? Good to have you in here. I'm excited for the Driven event on 25th, 26th to see you. Oh, word, yeah. I am going to be there with bells on. I will see you there. That'll be some good shit. Mitra Silva says, how to add the most value on services-based business. All right, so here's the way. Get better than everybody else in your industry. This is the thing about business that I almost wish, in one sense, when I'm trying to teach other people, I wish it wasn't true. But in my own life, I'm glad that it is true. And that's that you really have to be fucking good. Like, you have to be really good. If you want to win in business, that shit takes a long time. It takes a lot of failures. It takes getting kicked in the face over and over and over. And it takes really weird shit. So I teach a business class called Business Decision Making that is for 6-figure and up entrepreneurs, so people that already have a business. And the hardest thing to get people to understand is that business is often between the lines. It's not the stuff that people can, I mean, I guess you could write a book about it, sort of, but it's like this really intangible interpersonal shit that I'll sum up by saying you have to be able to create momentum. So I'll give you an example. We are building an NFT platform for anime and video game art. And when I say every conceivable problem that you can have, we have had, from the lead developer's father died, to one of the coders came down with a neurological condition, to we have a technology partner because it's a layer 2 solution, and they integrate with OpenSea, and OpenSea is having a crisis. And so all the developers that got pulled away from integrating the layer 2 solution with OpenSea, which we absolutely need, now has been pulled apart. It's like, oh my God. And so you have to be able to get in there and just solve problems and get kicked in the face every day over and over and over, and still come back the next day with the same level of enthusiasm. So that isn't easy. But that's precisely what you have to do. So keep that in mind. That's the thing. That's the thing. All right. Ooh. So before I dip out, if there are any parting questions, anybody is curious about NFTs, how to set up a MetaMask, any of that stuff, let me know. I will happily answer. Like I said, we are creating a video series that you guys will be able to look into if you are totally new to that. Sebastian, let's see what this says. I'm 22. I work in a family project for 2 years, but the thing don't move forward. I feel I'm not growing in my life. Okay, then one, you need to figure out whether it's not growing because you guys aren't doing the right things, or whether it's not growing because you're in the wrong market. If you're not doing the right things, and this is a great chance for you to go learn and try new things in the company in a process I call the physics of progress. That's literally how you get to first principles thinking around making progress. And you can absolutely try a lot of things and start making that progress. And even if you fail, trust me, you're going to learn all along the way. Okay. We've got Caballero Boom asking, how does gas work? So gas are the transaction fees on the Ethereum blockchain. So whenever you interact with the blockchain itself, you're going to incur a small fee. The problem is that fee varies based on how many people are trying to use the blockchain at the same time. So if you have a lot of people doing it at the same time, you get what is called a gas war, where the gas gets really expensive and MetaMask is trying to guess for you how much gas you should spend to get your transaction to go through, and it's bad at guessing, and so you end up putting in gas that isn't enough to actually get your transaction through because the network is basically clogged, and you can lose a bit of your gas. So you have to be very careful. And by the way, for anybody interested in the physics of progress, we actually have a free course of the physics of progress now. You would need to go to Impact Theory. I'm not sure where we have the link. Fuck. If you DM me, I will get you that link. But yes, we have that as a free course. Okay, what is an NFT? NFT stands for non-fungible token. It just means a digital good that is provably rare. So yes, somebody could take a screenshot of your JPEG, your NFT, and visually they have it. But what makes NFTs amazing is the utility. And they don't have utility, nor do they have the ownership. So once you understand that it gets you all this cool utility, you realize that just having an image, it's like saying, I have an image of your house, Tom, but if you can't live in it, that's not real helpful. So that is precisely what having the real NFT is like compared to having a screenshot of somebody's NFT. And so when people clown on NFTs and they're like, oh, it's just a JPEG, it's only because they don't understand the technology. So yeah. We've really been slacking off on text messages, foolishly sober. We will be getting back into that, so keep your eyes peeled on that one. All right, with that, guys, I'm going to bid you adieu. So we're putting out the series of videos that will teach you how to get into cryptocurrency and NFTs, whether you use that to get one of the Impact Theory utility tokens or not. I am so fine with you not, but please do yourself a favor and learn about this. Again, if you reject it and think it's stupid, I get that. Like, nobody can see into the future. I could be wrong, but I just want to make sure that you guys are taking the time. This could be the largest wealth transfer ever, and you guys happen to be living through it. This is the first time where individuals can front run the institutions. The institutions historically have generated the mass of all the wealth before they do the IPO. So before the average person can get involved in it, all the money is gone. So this is your chance. You just need to do your own research. Never invest more than you can afford to lose. All right, keep your eyes peeled for those videos. Our Discord launches on Tuesday, and the actual drop of our NFT is on October 13th. So Wednesday, October 13th. All right, until next time, my friends, be legendary. Take care. Peace.